Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, me and my friends will be presenting about smallpox and can it make a comeback. Firstly, we need to know first what is smallpox. Smallpox is a serious, contagious, and often deadly infectious disease that caused by the variola virus. It is one of the example of direct transmission disease which is transmitted from infected person via respiratory droplet through sneezing and coughing. We always characterize the smallpox by a progressive skin rash that contains fluid that mixes with blisters, which often leaves a permanent scars after healing process.
We start with the effect or sign or symptoms of viral infection or smallpox. So the progression of this disease move in stages where the early part, when this virus start to infect, is the incubation period, where it shows no symptoms on the patient, lasts for about 7 to 19 days, and also non-contagious. After about 19 days, it progresses into the next stage, which is the initial symptoms. So in this stage, the patient might have a high fever, head and body aches, and sometimes vomiting. And this may be, the patient may be contagious. Then it will progress into the third stage, which is the early rash. It lasts for about 4 days. So the progression of rash on the body starts from tongue and mouth. Then it moves to the skin and all part of the body within 24 hours. So this is the stage where the patient is most contagious, and the rash will develop into sores and fills with fluid. And it will develop into the next stage where it becomes a pustular rash and scabs, which lasts for about 10 days and also a contagious stage. The sores will develop into pustules, which is sharply raised, round and firm, and the pustules will develop into scabs. So 2 weeks after the rash appeared, most of the sores have developed into scabs. So the final stage is when the scabs will fall off. This lasts about 6 days and also still contagious until all of the scabs have fallen off. So the falling of scabs will leave scar on the skin, and also 3 weeks after the rash have appeared, most scabs will have fallen and the patient become non-contagious.
So firstly, we go through the definition of re-emerging infection. So it is defined as the diseases that once were major health problems, then decline, and it will return, become the health problem for some population of the global population. So, what are the factors that may contribute to the risk of the re-emerging of the smallpox? So, firstly, is the most important thing, which is globalization. So, the globalization is defined as the internationalizations of the whole world in terms of economics, travels, and other more. So, according to Lim 2014, travelers play an important role in spreading the emerging and the emerging infections. So, this is true as we can see in the COVID 19, how the very specific place in Wuhan just spread to the whole world in less than a month through air travel, and this is very dangerous compared to previous years of smallpox where there is limited travels. So next, vulnerability. So we know that before this, WHO have gone through a campaign in eradicating smallpox through vaccines, and of course, the vaccines are very effective in the first time, but it will be a problem if we want to apply the same results to our times if it become re-emerged. And some laboratories in the world are still keeping some smallpox samples, such as in Atlanta and in Russia. So these laboratories are confined to a level 4 biological keep, and this may be protected carefully so that it will not be exposed to bioterrorists, which may use the virus to spread and to cause chaos in the whole world. And they may endanger public security. And in context of the preparedness, as we said earlier in the globalization, the context of the smallpox readiness has changed due to the different landscape and including change of population compared to the previous infection of pandemic of smallpox.
Now I will be presenting on the safety measures of preventing smallpox emergence. Safety measures are crucial to prevent the emergence of a disease that was once killed millions and could be a catastrophic if it spread again. And there are a few ways that we could do to prevent the emergence of smallpox, and one of them is strict laboratory containment, vaccinating laboratory personnel against smallpox if there is potential of involving receiving and handling smallpox specimen. This could reduce the potential of risk of infection if all of the lab workers that were supposed to handle a smallpox sample were vaccinated. And the next step that we can do is strengthening laboratory capacities. Strong lab networks help detect cases early, allowing health authorities to isolate patients, trace contacts, and limit the spread quickly. So, in order for us to detect and respond to the cases, we need to have a strong laboratory capacity so that we can limit the spread of the disease. The next one is increase of expertise in biosecurity. Improving skills and knowledge in lab safety and biosecurity is crucial for handling dangerous pathogens safely. And lastly, we have vaccination. Routine vaccination has stopped after the eradication of smallpox in 1980s, but a stockpile of smallpox vaccines are kept in case of an outbreak. So these stockpile are very important if there are emergency of an outbreak in certain countries.
Next, to conclude, there is a possible chance that smallpox can make a dramatic comeback to the environment. Whatever the possibilities that may lead to this unwanted incident, we must always keep our awareness at our highest security and be prepared for the worst. Smallpox has a history of being contagious and has had a reputation for its lethality, causing millions of deaths in the past. We must take measures and be mindful in our actions to prevent future incidents and keep our safety as our main priority. As a quote from Gerald Salante, a American business consultant, is that if you don't prepare, you could lose everything. If you prepare for the worst and nothing happens, you lost to nothing. And our Prophet has highly encouraged that taking proactive measures to safeguard our health and well-being is highly recommended by our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's all from us. Thank you.